By His grace, I'm fine.
And congratulations on the new position.
Thank you, sir.
But I know you've been within, especially our secondary education system, for so long.
Yes, please.
And the last time you checked, was the double track system still that intensive?
Yes, it is. Some schools are less education of the double track, but there are many of them, almost all the grade A schools are on the double track. And some of the grade B also are on the double track.
I see. So if you have to do that within 2 years, your own view of what will have to be done to be able to ensure that we move off double track.
There are two things. The grade A schools that are subscribed, there's a need to more or less expand infrastructure in these schools to take more intake. But now if you go to the schools, there's overcrowding in the dormitory. Classrooms will be overcrowded. Dining hall is overcrowded. So we need to expand the infrastructure in these schools to decongest, not to take him off, to decongest. And if there's space, we take additional ones. Then we also go to the other schools, as the minister said, these schools. Most of them have the land, actually. They have the teachers over there. But they are infrastructure. Even if students are placed there, they maneuver their way out of those grade C schools and still want to be in the grade A school. That leads to the overcrowding the grade C school. So if we can initiate an emergency infrastructure development in these schools, and then in our manifesto we said by 2027 we should upgrade these schools so that it will be able, or they'll be able to take more students. So if the school environment is affected, sometimes the students and the parents go to the school, they see the environment, the infrastructure, maybe they discuss it. That's how come they refuse to go there. But if the schools are improved in their infrastructure facilities, and the parents go there to see that there is enough money to go to do on the sign, their classrooms to attend, then we will encourage to attend to those schools. And that will get the grade A schools to finally the abolition of the double track system.
And can that be done within 2 years?
It depends on the funds available. But when I listen to the minister, I think that is budgeted for it. And I don't know, they are now depending on debt fund to do that. But in our manifesto, I remember we suggested that a percentage of our oil revenue should be allocated to funding those gaps. But now the capping of the debt fund has been removed, and I don't know when they used to take some loans collateralized, I don't know that is still there. But with the big capping, there will be more funds available for those infrastructure development. I believe so.
So for you, the biggest, what you need most is money. If there's money, it can be done.
Yes, and I heard the finance minister yesterday on Joy, the news, saying that the World Bank will come to us as they did in the building up of the E-block school. There's going to be some assistance for it. So if we can combine that external funding with that of the debt fund, I think that we'll be able to do it.
The other aspect also, I guess, you are now board chair of the National Teaching Council, has to do with teaching. Because I guess one of the reasons these decisions were made is also because of the teachers that were currently available, not only the infrastructure. How would that also be dealt with?
I don't think we have a problem with teaching in those grade C schools. The same teachers that are found in the grade C schools are in the grade C schools. The difference is the infrastructure for them to teach. If you go to those schools and the child is going to do science and there's no science lab, or the laboratory where there are no detergents, there are no equipment in those labs, as compared to the grade A school. That's the difference. If the teacher is good But it goes there that the teaching and learning materials are not there for you to teach. That will not result in any decision. So when we are upgrading those infrastructure, it also includes the things that can enhance teaching and learning in those schools, and that will solve the problem. But the teachers, they are the same. Whether they are in the grade A or C school, they are the same kind of teachers. And with this, the NTC has running this continuous professional development for the teachers. We have got professional learning communities in the school. That's all to upgrade the teachers in the modern techniques of teaching.
And I guess you must be a happy man with the minister also announcing, in terms of not only building residences for teachers, but also they are also considering even providing some in terms of vehicles for them, among others.
Yes, the last time the most of the second cycle schools got the vehicle allocation was 2016, and everything allocation was not done with the last review. But most schools now don't have vehicles at all. I know of these cycle schools, when the heads don't have means of transport. Much more students need to have a bus than back upon any street. They're going to do stores, there's no bus, they are authentic. They are going for my science and math school, there's no school bus for them to go. So there are lots of the schools don't have this transport means to be able to function properly. So it is good for those schools to be considered fair. We should look at those who don't have pets. Then you can now go to those who have got the buses that are more or less getting tired. So it will help improve upon the teaching and learning.
And then there's the issue of feeding. That was a big matter under the former administration. Now, it looks like it's been largely resolved. Is that the impression we should get? Because there's a lot of quiet on that front.
Yes, it is better now. Personally, I'm not speaking on behalf of them, but personally, I feel that a lot needs to be done. We have more or less taken our ancestors, and they had promised all the heads of school when we were in opposition. But I happen to be the liaison between the campaign, Mahama, and the state secretary. All the meetings that were held between the DM, the teacher unions were arranged by me. And he promised that the school will be allowed to secure their own food items. When they are allowed, they plan ahead. They know what items to supply. But now we've not implemented that food, and the backup staff is still supplying the food to the headmasters. Sometimes they tell me that the food items supply delay. Sometimes the family delay. That is better than what we used to do. But I will be glad if we can revert to our promise to them to allow them to secure their own food items. They can plan ahead and have the number of countries that they have. If you have rice, you don't have oil, and you have it in time, there's a problem. So I'm happy that or the minister has said that they need to secure the food items from local producers. That will help because knowing that there's a gap in the market of rice, maize, beans, and so forth. So and even chicken. So if this is have been secured, I have also let the buffer to have given some money to secure these items. They're asking for more. If they will be able to get the money and secure these items that will be supplied to the schools as and when they are needed, then we are moving forward.
That's interesting. And there seems to be an attempt to put a lot of money into infrastructure at the basic school level. Is there a situation that needs to be urgently resolved in terms of the quality of infrastructure? I've been talking about this for years.
The basic schools have been neglected for some time, especially under the people regime, where the emphasis is on the free SHS. Look, even the capitated exam that used to go to the health running of the schools have been less halted, or they don't go in time. And by the time that the news office, schools were moved 3 or 4 years completing grant array. That has resulted in some head teachers and PTAs leaving the students. In fact, the district director has been removed or more or less transferred from a district tourism because of that. He was trying to assist the more or less the school to have money to write examination. And but it was against the rules of the year, so you can say that's the one thing that we get together. So if in fact I during the campaign we saw some schools in the some 6 regions. Schools under this are still there on the shift. And when they put teachers to those schools, they see the environment. They don't want to go back. So you have about one teacher caring for about one primary, one for primary 6, or 2 teachers are left. So if these new schools are built, the environment are made better to attract the teachers and the students to go there. And also, most of the students are also working long distances from one location to another to attend new schools. Because if a school is near you and the infrastructure is near there, and the teachers are not available in the school, I would prefer trekking to another school, even 10 kilometers away, 5 kilometers away, to access education if that is better. So the building of the more schools will bring access to our children, and that's a good idea. And we have even said that any new school that we build now, you have teachers accommodation, a teacher that best. So that's what will make accommodation for teachers available in the areas that they are teaching, so that we are coming to access to those areas.
Well, is there something else that was said that excited you? Because basically, I think we've covered virtually everything. Is something missing for you?
Oh, what is certain is the selection of 30 of the e-book school to complete. In fact, when I travel across the country, I see those e-books in the bush. In fact, my heart beats because we spend money on them, and some of them are just a small thing to complete. So those completing of those abandoned e-books are okay for me. Then also the abolition of the budget, if it can be by 2027, that will be a platform for this government because some teachers, administrators don't go on leave. Teaching staff, they don't go on leave because as other groups are leaving the school for vacation, others are requesting the day after. So administrators don't go on vacation. Some subject teachers too also don't go because the teacher is teaching SH8, SH1, and SH3. So if SH3 is on vacation, SH1 is also coming in. So they don't also go on vacation, fatigue session. So I'm excited about the completion of the indoor schools and also the expansion of infrastructure in the district schools and also building of more basic schools in the country.
Mr. Alorvi, thank you. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Also very great.
He is an educationist, is a former president of NAGRAT and also currently also board chair of the National Teaching Council. Join us on the line. We'll stick to education for some time. Like he said, some e-blogs have also been selected. The matter of the e-blog is a very sad story. I was surprised yesterday when Boache Jako was saying that there was no clear plan as to how to complete projects that were started by the former administration, which is really not true. Because the minister now did not only announce that, the minister also announced that they have a plan to deal with the matter of Agenda 111. There are some things, of course, the government ditched immediately they walk into power. One district, one factory needed to be ditched. One village, one dam was a useless program. So there were some that they ditched. But when it comes to infrastructure, the promise of this government has been that they will, as much as possible, complete many of the projects that have been started by the former administration. But in terms of policy, they've also made some decisions that they believe is in the interest of the country, that they do not agree with some policy approaches. But we'll come to the energy sector where they're promising to make some huge investment. We'll also come to the security, because we've been discussing security for some time now. The investment they intend to make in terms of equipping, retooling the military especially. But we'll stay with education for a while and speak to one of the leading civil society organization in the education area. That's EdWatch. They are program management specialist at EdWatch. Kofi Nkansa Sarkodie has joined us on the line. Kofi, thank you very much for your time and a good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Good morning to you.
more or less.
Mm.